Why were they arrested as suspects? Why did they
because
they had something to do with
the
his
guy
death?
that fought with him at the show that made him sustain an injury, the guy that called the nurse, and the nurse that injected him, it was the injection that led to his death.
So
because he reacted to it.
Is it that the injection must have been laced with something?
That is what I don't know. Now I don't even know if it is a mistake or the nurse was sent.
Now Nigerians, if Prime Boy left on Sunday night and Spending left on that Monday afternoon, why will Wunmi call them suspects and forget them inside detainment for 4 months? She called them suspect on national TV. Your own husband's friends, childhood friend, Prime Boy. And on the 12th, with your encounter with the nurse, the hospital, these two were not even there on the 12th, but you call them suspects.
The nurse has been acting so nonchalant since the death of my husband. She's been clubbing, and the nurse has been out there enjoying living her life, and and now me, I'm out into all state. I cannot even live my life.
Oh, the nurse had been clubbing, blah blah blah. You go, what were you doing? What have you been doing? I don't even understand.
My husband's personal nurse was not around.
Okay.
Yes, he was not available. She was not available. So that was why one of his friends called Spending just gave us his own personal.
Now, when Wunmi was asked, why didn't you use your husband's personal nurse? She said our own husband's personal nurse was not around, but you preferred a nurse that was in Cotonou. That Spending dropped the number on Monday. Spending was not even around. The nurse now had to come on Tuesday. So throughout that Monday, there's no nurse on your streets. Now, if you go find nurse, now that one wait take Cotonou, now come wait for your own nurse self. No, they around, but they Naija. Now the one we can't take Cotonou, you now wait for come treat your husband. Not even that your husband's nurse was not around, she was just not available throughout. Atale, Ataro, Jokeji. Also now wait for when the Cotonou nurse come back. Not so you don't know from anywhere, Abi.
But even not from one of the artists, I don't want to mention his name publicly, that had to fight back. That why do you have to do this to this man? And, he got back to Nigeria feeling sick. It was a few weeks after that he even died. Like, he got back, I think, August ending, and he died September 12. He got back very sick. Like, his whole family had to come over to visit us. Do you understand? So, they made life so that's one thing that, because, even if
You know that the interview was months ago. Like, we still deliberately mentioned that Mohbad was bullied abroad before he came back, like a month before he died, bullied by record label. So, like, and you're still talking about the nurse. Like, who are you pointing? You're pointing finger to nurse, pointing finger to bully, pointing fingers to his friends, pointing finger to the papa. Only you is neutral. And you know what actually happened.
there are some people that you people should not even give relevance. That guy that you guys are listening to his voice, so it must be paid. The more platform, only of you talk for me, only of you talk for me, only of you talk for me.
Now, this is a voice note that leaked that Wunmi was allegedly saying, "Only love you for Komelola. It can go and favor my husband tomorrow." Like, you don't want the investigation to favor your husband or something. I don't know, allegedly.
The nurse was with us through the night. And after my father-in-law, like the rest of the family came around, his friends also came around. Like, we even had to get another nurse to come to the house to try to find something to do to his to him, but nothing was done. The nurse was with us throughout. When my father-in-law came to the house, the nurse narrated everything that happened to him. He wanted to get the nurse arrested. But my father said we should allow her to go.
Now, Wunmi was saying the nurse was with them throughout the night. The father-in-law came. The father-in-law even said he didn't see the nurse. And that even after they went to the hospital and came back, she called another nurse to come and check Mohbad. Another nurse. Papa Mohbad say he no meet any nurse. VDM, why you no ask these people? Like, all these things is supposed they pay me, and now only VDM get direct and contact with, like, very dark man supposed to be prepare questionnaire for all these people, like the ones that we corroborate. Don't forget, Adura also contacted Yomi Fabi months ago. He said he want collect 3 million. They still talk say in phone be hacked. We Adura been talk saying Sabi waiting by Mohbad saying get evidence. Now you see how they successfully want to confuse all of us Nigerians and they scatter the case. Abi? Now what you all need to understand is that for this kind of case to be settled, is we have to be actually pinned on someone we have to take the fall. And that nurse now. Don't worry, I will be posting the. So now grab your popcorn, click the follow button and follow me through.
The auxiliary nurse who gave Mohbad the injection finally gave a testimony of Mohbad's final moment in the coroner's court. Let's read together, guys. From the nurse, on the 11th of September 2023, I was at Cotonou to process my admission. As I was on my way back, I saw Speeding's missed call and I called him back. Then he told me I should come and treat his friend in the house who had a cut. I told him I was just coming back from Cotonou. I later missed his calls because I couldn't pick up. As I got to CMS, a call came in from DJ Bami. He introduced himself that he was from Spending. I couldn't go to the house that day. I got there the next day at about 2:30 p.m. I met a guy in the sitting room carrying Liam, and DJ Bami led me upstairs. On getting to the room Mohbad was, I saw some water on the floor, which DJ Bami mopped. When we moved Mohbad from the room he was sitting, he was to another room. It was only the four of us that were upstairs, me, Mohbad, DJ Bami and Wunmi. As I was giving the first injection, Mohbad asked me the type of injection I wanted to give him, and I told him tetanus injection, paracetamol injection and antibiotics. I first gave him tetanus and paracetamol injection. After I gave him the paracetamol injection, Wunmi said he had ulcer. When I gave him the third injection, he started reacting and saying he wanted to throw up. DJ Bami and Wunmi led him to the bedroom where he threw up. After throwing up, he sat down on the floor and was very weak. Then goosebumps appeared on his body. Wunmi told me that is how he used to react to injection. Then I told her, you should have told me this before. She then said that if they pour water on his head, it will calm down. Wunmi then poured water on him. When I saw the goosebumps, DJ Bami and I quickly went down to rush to the pharmacy so we could get an antidote. We got to the first pharmacy, but they didn't have what we wanted. We then went to another pharmacy. They called DJ Bami from the house that Mohbad was convulsing, and I told them to rush him to the hospital. When DJ Bami and I got to the house, we saw that they were carrying Mohbad out of the house. They carried him like a baby and rushed him to the neighbor's car. Wunmi and I sat in the front while some guys were with him at the back. I don't know those guys. As we were going, we met a terrible traffic that was not moving at all, so we had to transfer him to a bike. I was begging all the drivers in the traffic to give us space so the bike could move Mohbad. A guy was with Mohbad in the bike. As the bike was moving, DJ Bami and I followed the bike to the hospital. The hospital was not far from where we were. When we got to the hospital, the doctor asked me if I gave him a diclofenac, and I said no. I told him the injections I gave him. He then said Mohbad had passed away. They issued a death certificate and gave it to DJ Bami. I never set my eyes on Adura throughout the time I was in the house. It was when we got to the hospital that Adura came to meet us. We went to the second hospital, who also confirmed to us that Mohbad had died. It was Darusha that took us there. The doctor asked me what I gave him and I explained. She told me to get out of her sight. We then took his body back home. When we got back home to the house, they closed the door and restricted people from entering. There was a lot of crowd outside. Throughout the time that I was in the house, till I left, I never set my eyes on Baba Mohbad. What I gave Mohbad was the right medication that would be given to anybody with a cut. The lower part of his hand was very swollen, and I gave him the tetanus injection on the upper hand. Before I got to that house that day, I told DJ Bami to send me the picture of the cut so I would know what to bring to the house. I was about 5 minutes to the house before I got the picture. If they had sent that picture before I left my house, I wouldn't have gone to Mohbad's house because it was just a small cut. I would have told them to take him to a nearby pharmacy. I actually thought I was a qualified auxiliary nurse until Mohbad's case started, and they said I am not. I have an O level and I trained at the hospital from 2014 to 2017. I knew Spending through a referral, and he has recommended many people to me before Mohbad's incident. Spending was not in the house when the whole issue happened. I don't know why they waited for me to come from Cotonou. The period from when they called me till I got there was about 22 hours. The time interval from when I treated Mohbad to when they said he was quiet was just 2 hours. I asked DJ Bami about the cut before I started treating Mohbad, and he said it was a glass cut and they already removed the glass from his hand the previous day.
I will have to stop this video now. So click the follow button now and comment your honest opinion on this. Repost this video. Comment your opinion. Don't forget to follow. Don't miss my next video.